Hey everyone, welcome to Mother Mary's Apothecary. My name is Valerie. I'm on my daily walk and I want to comment on the fact that spring is in the air. I posted a video last week about finding your side hustle and really sowing some seeds or, tending to other means and sources of income, potential streams of income. And I really can feel on my daily walk today that that is confirmed. In fact, this is kind of a segue. I will be adding to this video a reading, a tarot reading that I like to do every once in a while to tap into what I call the cosmic mood or cosmic aggregate. And I just did one and a lot of things are making sense. The groundhog saw his shadow, and I want to talk about that too. What does that mean when the groundhog sees his shadow? And as far as keeping busy, I think that he might have been wrong about that. Don't hibernate, guys. This is the time to get busy and to start planting. So I'm going to talk a lot about that. I'll be adding to this. Stay tuned. I will see you soon. Hey everyone, welcome to Mother Mary's Apothecary. I'm back. My name is Valerie. As I mentioned in the first clip, this idea of the groundhog and this tradition of the groundhog coming out and whether he sees his shadow or not, and really what the origin and the more esoteric or occult meaning of that, right? So what is that? If you take it back to a pagan tradition, it's really celebrating Imbolc, which is the halfway point in the seasons between winter and spring, right? So really, it marks a very important time. And so therefore, it's symbolic, okay? And this idea of doing shadow work or seeing your shadow is everything that's lying below the surface, right? Things that we tend to neglect or that we ignore. So if you think of the word ignore, you have to, or to be ignorant, right? That's what I meant to say. You can be willfully ignoring something, or you could just actually be not having the information. That's what I meant to say, right? So you just don't know any better. So in that sense, this idea of the groundhog coming out and determining whether we are springing forward or going to have to hibernate again, right? Go back into the darkness, I think is very symbolic. And this year, 2023, the groundhog actually did see his shadow. Now, it's interesting because I posted something, I don't know, it was maybe less than 2 weeks ago. I've been wanting to post more videos, but nonetheless, I posted something about spring, about getting your side hustle going, about spring being in the air early. So actually the opposite of, Mr. Groundhog seeing his shadow. And I firmly stand behind that message. I think that we are accelerating. There's going to be quite an emphasis in this forecast reading, because I'm going to jump to that. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, but right now we are being kept in the dark. There is this idea that we are being purposely kept in the dark, okay? There's a lot lurking behind the shadows, again, this idea of shadows, what's lurking behind the veil, the curtain. It's very murky. Nothing is transparent. And there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of fire in the sky. And the cards are definitely showing that. So anyway, I kind of want to jump from this very occult, symbolic ritual, because that's what that is, right? The Groundhog Day that seems benign, and that most of us can associate with. I mean, I'm obviously dating myself, with the movie Groundhog Day, that really put that on the map, is, why are we celebrating this? What does it mean? And it's occult ties. Now, jumping into the present forecast and how that ties in, being kept in the shadows, being kept in the dark, which is why in the previous Mother Mary's Apothecary post, it was all about, get busy, do your prep. Don't get distracted, okay? And that's going to come up a lot in the forecast. Because essentially, and I have my notes, we're presently in a big time mode of opposition. I mean, you've got a lot of opposing forces, and they're coming, like they're crashing together at an accelerated pace. I'm almost getting like, if you think of like crashing molecules or the Hadron Collider, it's interesting that reference of the stars and time travel, or the cosmos, the God particle, all kind of downloading as I'm talking. Because, and by the way, I've been doing this collection of readings throughout the week. I've been meaning to post, but things are happening so quickly. I know you hear that a lot, but in particular right now, there is an acceleration, a speed at which events are happening, and unfolding. Don't forget, this is the year of 7. 2023 numerically is the number 7. And the number 7, again, in this morning's spread, is you've got it appearing 3 times as the 7 of Wands. A lot of fire. Again, I'm going to come back to this idea of fire in the sky. And very definitive forward movement, even military, with things like the Chariot. And then where is the other 7? Oh, we're going to get to that, guys, coming up. And not to be a false flag or alarmist, but we do need to be aware that with this fast-paced, I'm looking for the right words. I'm also choosing my words carefully. Conflict. There's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of, guys, internal conflict. There's a lot of external conflict. What do I mean by that? We're seeing it nationally. It doesn't, and no matter where you may be watching this video, you may be in Europe, you may be in Australia, you may be in the United States of America. This applies because everyone is experiencing this, because this is a cosmic forecast. This is about tapping in to the global pulse, if that makes sense, right? And so when you tap in, you see it unfold just like a movie, right? Just like a movie. And so that's what we're seeing, whether it's on the feed, whether it's, well, I was going to say on the news, no comment. Hopefully where we're finding our truths, there's a lot of what I call tower moments. I mean, they're just like explosions happening all over, a lot of distractions as well. Literally the balloons in the sky, these kind of illusions or distractions is a better word. Think of the 7 of Cups, which is coming up over and over. There are distractions for sure. There's more coming up. There are more of them coming up. There's a lot of activity in the sky. The
the idea of a Star Wars and an alliance. I want to make sure I talk about that, because again, I want to get back to this idea that this can resonate no matter where you are physically. Now, whether it resonates with you may depend where you're at mentally and spiritually, whether it does resonate or whether you're ready. And that's a different matter. And that's where we all have choice. Life is a series of choices. We have free will. And so if it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't make sense, that's where you can just unsubscribe, unclick, and listen to something different. But for those of you who are tuned in here at Mother Mary's Apothecary, again, I'm just putting this out there to tell you there's a lot of opposition, because you've got these cataclysmic events. And I mean, we're talking at Ohio, for instance, this series of transportation catastrophes. These are your tower moments, okay? And so you've got these, and they're going to keep coming. They're also natural disasters. I mean, look at what's happening in Turkey, or what happened in Turkey. Natural catastrophes. They're all over. And unfortunately, as we roll into spring, it appears that there's going to be a continuance of these kind of events happening. Okay, there's going to be a lot of events still happening in the sky. There's going to be a lot of cataclysmic events continuing to happen on Earth, and we've seen that like in transportation. There's a lot of distractions. Now, with that being said, speaking of stars, there are simultaneously silver linings. What I mean by that, guys, is there are going to be some kind of handouts. And I know, even though the new IRS tax agents are out, there is this, it seems like within the chaos, and don't get me wrong, as a whole, again, not just as a nation here in the United States, which is where I'm posting from, but whether, again, you're in Europe or elsewhere, we're all feeling the effects of inflation, right? There's no denying it. I mean, it is heart-wrenching, it's gut-wrenching. Our pockets are deplenished. We're feeling it. We're feeling impoverished. We're feeling, and again, going back to a mental impoverishment too, guys. This is not just obviously monetary. I mean, when you don't have enough to eat, that is obviously the basics of concerns. But there's a spiritual impoverishment. And I'm going to say it right now. We are this duality, this friction, this cosmic friction, and this acceleration. I talked about the God particle, the hydrogen colliding of atoms. It's like it's happening. It's the Nataraj, the cosmic dance of Shiva, of destruction and creation simultaneously occurring, because there's this there's also this alliance happening. Okay, there is right now, there is opportunity for some monetary handouts. I don't know why. Let's see what unfolds. Maybe some kind of additional PPP type thing, or some last minute kind of it's gonna scratch my head, handout, government handout, like that, some kind of something, guys. But it kind of, anyway, the markets are all over the place. The real estate market is unpredictable. It's very volatile, as is the spring. So the spring real estate market's going to be really volatile, as is the The markets as a whole, financial markets are going to be extremely volatile. You're going to see spikes and like I want to say like spikes and lows, or like mini crashes. Again, tower moments. There is opportunity for making money. There will people who will get rich, or who will make the most of this. In fact, don't let this be just about the, one percenters or the top elite. Guys, make the most of the money that is being offered. So, again, when it comes to real estate transactions, your financial wealth and your opportunity to plant seeds for side hustles, to increase your, to increase your income, your streams of income. Guys, just because there's a lot of fire in the sky, I stand my ground with the cosmic message. Sow your seeds, trust your instincts, start early, start planning, prepping, hold your ground, because there is opportunity, because the rest is very, very impoverished. There's going to be a lot of shady stuff happening too, a lot of shady business, a lot. Again, like a mass exodus of shadiness. I mean, you're seeing it in places like Ukraine right now. Again, I don't want to get this video flagged, but everything I am saying to you on today's date. What is today? Is it Thursday, the 17th, I think, of February? Can be applied to the current state of affairs. So now I wanted to add real quick, because I don't want this to get too long or too down or negative, because I want to get real. I don't want to sugarcoat things, because the truth is of utmost importance, and there is a total cosmic rebalancing. 7 is also the number associated with wisdom, but particularly spiritual wisdom, and a very fast forward movement. So when we think of the sky and like a sky father, even like a king of the sky, again, another cosmic download, guys, the idea of, and I'm just throwing it out there, an Elon Musk, okay? An Elon Musk coming in, I'm getting, look, and I think within the alliance of great superpowers, if we want to interpret that as Russia and China, there is an alliance happening. There is opportunity for optimism, is what I want to say. And I think we have a sky father, and I want to talk about Elon Musk, guys, because this is like a download. If you've been following the channel a little bit, I really like to study names and the deeper meaning, esoteric meaning of words, of spelling, and in particular people's names, and then the vibration that is associated with it. And so I have, this whole download, because this idea of a sky king or sky father, and all this fire in the sky and aliens, UFOs, what are they? Unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs, as they're called now, or referred to now, is quite interesting. And, you can't help but think of Elon Musk. I mean, the richest man on the planet, the guy talking about, the Mars and sky neural links and sky this, that, sky, whatever. Just think about it. His name in and of itself, Elon Musk. So Musk actually refers to, musk is a very fragrant, masculine scent. Okay. It's a masculine scent. It actually is a symbol of male virility. Like think of a male deer that marks its turf, that marks its terrain, with like the testes, like, not to get too graphic, but that's what it is. It means sac or seed, okay? It's literally the sac of creation. Like think of sperm. And it's really interesting when you think of theories of how the earth was literally pollinated or germinated from sky beings, and then all of this. Anyway, I could go on and on in this video. So I'm going to try to stay focused, because that could be something in and of itself, a whole conversation. But getting back to that, Elon Musk, right? So his name means like virile, testicle, testosterone, seeding. He's always talking about Mars. Mars is associated with war, with fire, with heat, with testosterone, right? With will and drive. Very interesting. Wow, I'm getting worked up. I'm about to cough. Sorry, guys. That shows you like how, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. That it shows you how incredible this stuff is, how deep it is, right? And then when you think of the word Elon, I looked it up. It's like his name means oak tree. Now, oak trees are associated with wisdom, in particular, again, spiritual wisdom, right? I'm going to keep coughing. Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm back. I had to hit the pause. I'm back. I had to get a sip of tea. I was getting so excited. Where was I? Yeah, Elon. So his name literally means oak tree. Oak meaning oak tree being the symbol of wisdom, of spiritual wisdom. Again, associated with the number 7. Just covered that. I could go on forever. It also is the occult association of wisdom, strength, and endurance. I just think it's so interesting that, we have this idea of a sky father or someone tied in to all of this, sky network and satellites. I mean, come on, Chinese balloons in the sky, and this impression of a peace treaties maybe coming up. So within all the chaos, please do stay always positive internally. Remember, there is the macro and the micro, and we have to stay balanced within as well. And most importantly, things like self-care, which I'm doing right now, because, we do have to boost. In fact, that's a good segue to wrap this up. Some of my final message is to surround ourselves with protective energy, and self-care is really, really at the top of the list. Boost your immune system. I've been bombarded with people around me who've been sick, and so I've had to boost my immune system. I have lost my voice a little bit, but nothing major. I'm doing all natural stuff like herbal teas, decaffeinated, by the way. Tons of herbs and supplements, whole foods. You guys know I'm plant-based 100%. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty good, almost at 100%. So that's great. And what else did I want to say? So yeah, self-care. There was another message, to continue to sow seeds, and to really be planning, preparing, prepping, and getting those additional streams of income. Don't fall prey to this message of doom and gloom, kind of just to tie it all back into where I started with this idea of the groundhog being scared by his shadow. That's what happened. And then running back into the cave. This is the time to, I forgot to say this, to awaken, this moment of kind of hanging and out is right before enlightenment, true being. I'm gonna steer away from triggering trigger words, but I'm literally referring to the third eye, like true enlightenment, wisdom, to be illuminated, to be awake in its fullest sense. You get my drift, okay? And to trust our instincts, to listen to our souls, to stay connected to the divine, despite all of the negativity and literally the demonic forces that are, I'm going to just come out straight out and say it, that are surrounding us, that are without really not even without unapologetically displaying it. So just the level of moral debauchery that we're facing, and then it being reflected in the just in society, as in the aggregate. That is the result. As above, so below. As within, so without, and vice versa. And that is, what is happening. But things are very fiery right now. So stay alert, stay prepped, stay positive. So those are all important things. Stay protected. I love all these P's, positive, protected, prepared. And you will definitely find the opportunities to flourish. And, as far as those global geopolitical alliances that are happening, there's big, I still think that this turmoil at some point, late spring or early summer, will play out in a way that may find an opportunity for negotiations at the very least, by this Sky Father. Let's see what Elon does. Anyway, that's it. Mother Mary's Apothecary. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share. Please comment and make it respectful. I want to build a really enlightened community here. I would love questions. And that's it. Until the next video, I will see you again. And really take care, living holy, healthy, and happy. My name is Valerie, and I'll see you on the next video.